here's a follow-up tutorial talk about how to transfer a Rhino directly into Unreal. And the situation might be you don't have Twinmotion or you don't have enough hard disk space to install the plugins for Unreal. So in that case, you can bring a Rhino file directly into Unreal. Okay, so I will show you the process. First thing I will do is I will just create a brand new level. I will using the empty. So this will be a brand new. I will save this as a different file name. Maybe I will save this. The last one is called main. I will call this one as I don't know, main Rhino. Okay. All right. So I save this one. Now I should have these two level files. One is called main, which is the original one, and then the main Rhino file. Okay. So for this one, oh, just double check. Yeah, the main file has the Twinmotion, and the main Rhino has nothing yet. So here I will go ahead and insert my Rhino. Before I do that, just make sure in your Rhino file you have a very clean geometry, delete all the garbage, and also highly recommend in this geometry, make sure you have some kind of texture mapping, which will allow you, if I show, right now I have box mapping, but you can have many different type of mapping. In this yellow, in this green version, I have this smaller box, right, which will control the texture mapping later. So make sure you have some box mapping. All right, so I'm ready to save the file. Then I will, it's called final subd. Then I will go back to Unreal, add data smith, file import. I think this is called final subd. Right? It's 8 megabits. Click open. You want to bring this into a folder. Just to make it easier, I will just keep as a content. So click OK. I don't really have a lights, so only geometry and material import. Now you have Rhino file inside. Okay. The first thing you want to see is the scale. This is really depends on how this original Rhino is set up. In my opinion, everything should be centimeter. This is the easiest way you can set up scale. And then you don't have to worry about the scale factors. So for the ground, I will make the ground really big. So scale X, I give 100, Y give 100. Okay, so this became a super large ground. And I can see everything come from Rhino program. Okay. So in the future, if I do want to apply new materials, since these ones already have the UV mapping, and I should be able to, for example, here I will add maybe a content pack. I will input the starter content, which include a bunch of material, add to my project. So now you show up this, you can see this new content, starter content. I can go to material. This is some basic one you can load in. Okay. So I can close this. If you want to reopen, go here, content, starter content, architecture, right, material, right here. So if I do want to using some material, I can just simply drag and drop. So the stone material will show up. It's trying to compute for the first time. So let's wait a few seconds. Then you'll see the stone show up. Right, this is the stone material. But you can switch to something else. And each material from the content browser, it has a lot of nodes within. That's the reason sometimes you need to take some time to compile. So I have a grass. Okay, that looks pretty good. right? So this can be done, can be loaded from the content browser, the starter content. So I've loaded this reflective metal material. Okay, so you see the true reflections right here. That's pretty awesome. All right, so now you know the whole process: transfer file from Rhino or from Unreal into Unreal. Okay, I do recommend if you are the beginner of Rhino user, make sure you read my older tutorials: how to clean up a Rhino file, how to reduce polygon number, how to purge a Rhino file, get rid of unnecessary layers, garbage. Just check that out. All right, I think that's all. How to transfer a Rhino. Thing I want to point out is whenever you bring in a Twinmotion or Rhino file into the project, you just automatically create a datasmith sing file. So in this case, I can rename the folder to Rhino. You can see this is Rhino sing file. In the future, if you have a new version of Rhino, you did some new stuff manipulations, you can always re-import. This is a very nice feature, so I highly recommend you do the re-import once you have your first datasmith file in. And also in the future, if you do made some mistake, you do want to delete the file from the thing, you can actually holding shift, select all the geometries here, then you can right click and then you can edit and delete. So this is how you remove this file from your current level. Okay, so this is not just for Rhino, for all the data